Hey everyone, this is Nitro. So as promised, I thought I would do a skin video covering what I know of the upcoming skins that will be coming out in Langrisser Mobile between now, which is April the 14th, 2020, all the way till around August, right? And be aware that this is not all the skins in the game, it's just the ones that I'm kind of interested in. For example, I'm not going to be covering any of the Echoes of Light skins simply because I'm not going to ever purchase any of those. $278 USD is way too pricey for me. And second of all, I'm not particularly interested in skins of the male characters. Sorry, but not really sorry. So I'm not going to talk about the skins of, let's say, Juggler, Lanford, and Gizaroff, who do get skins in the future. Alright. I will mention a few of the male skins that are kind of interesting to me, but I think there's just two of them. In any case though, let's begin. So, the first part is going to cover the skins that, as far as I know, require skin vouchers to purchase. So these are the limited time store skins that you get a very short and brief period of time to purchase. So figuring out which one you want and aiming for that is important, right? Of course, there is currently one that's running in the shop right now, a Rachel skin where she is like floating on top of a book, I think, which is quite interesting for her Arcane Core class. But since it's already in the game, I'm pretty much going to skip covering that skin in detail. So, let's begin. So, first of all, of course, is the skin that I thought we were going to get and didn't, Tiaris' skin. And we see here that, once more, very, very gorgeous looking skin with various bunnies around her. And in terms of the sprites, it looks amazing as well, right? She's floating on a little cloud, and once again, there's those bunnies around her. And so this is probably the skin I want the most out of these limited time skins, right? So let's close that. The next skin is going to be Muller, because Muller looks like a girl anyways. No, just kidding. I mean, Muller I'm covering in large part because this skin is expected this week. It's supposed to come potentially April the 16th, okay? So, but keep in mind that skins is probably the one thing that Long Games changes the most. Because, for example, we actually got the Christmas skin and the New Year's skins at the same time as the Chinese server did. So, skins-wise, they don't really follow a schedule the way, let's say, the banner guides do. So, be aware that they may completely change the order of these skins in general, okay? So, the next one that I was going to cover then is the Muller Student Council skin. And, the skin looks pretty good. He's in a white... he actually reminds me of the Student Council president from, Full Metal Panic? Sagura Sosuke. I forgot what the guy's name is, but, it reminds me, like, the whole long white hair with the white clothing. But yeah, it looks pretty good. And what's interesting about this skin, the main reason I covered it, is because of the sprite. Okay, this is the sprite of the flyer class Muller holding a fan, and when he attacks, he tosses that fan out. Okay, so it's kind of ridiculous. Looks pretty good. And in the Lancer class, he looks like this. And then finally, the Lancer class, when it's attacking, you can see he kind of throws his spear up in the air and then stabs with it. So, the sprite is, in my opinion, the highlight of this particular skin, as opposed to the artwork. Along with the Muller skin, there will also be a Lifane skin. And Lifane is also, a student council president kind of thing, in a student uniform. And her sprite has her holding like a, what's it called? Megaphone? And this is her moving along, and then this is her... I'm actually not sure what she's doing here, but maybe summoning, maybe casting a spell. Regardless, this is the Lifane sprite and skin, I don't know very many people who use Lifane, which is unfortunate because this skin is also quite pretty looking. Of course, with that said, I still absolutely prefer the Tiara skin. So, if I'm saving up vouchers, I would probably hold on to the vouchers for the Tiara skin instead of this one. Sorry. So, moving on. After this skins, the next one that's most likely to come up should be in May, and it will be the Season 3 winner skin, right? So all the winner skins so far have been amazing looking, right? Bernhard as Zeus, you know, the thunder god. The last skin was Leon on his throne. And now the next skin is also amazing. It's actually a skin for Yulia. And it looks like this. Okay. So she's in very, very pretty clothing, you know. Seems like every single Yulia skin has been gorgeous so far. You know, even her default look is quite pretty too. But this is her new skin, which is represents the Season 3 winner. And animated, it looks kind of like this, right? She's actually sitting on a sort of clock kind of thing. That's why you can see it kind of moving. And the sprite in action looks kind of like this. Okay. So she's casting a spell here, clearly, you know, raising up her sword and all that. So overall, another very, very good skin. You know, there's just so many nice looking skins that all need skin vouchers. It's hard to pick from them. Alright. Now, next up is a skin that we don't know the release date of. Kind of like tiaras in some ways. Soon is the best thing I can give you. And that skin is Narm's maid skin. Okay. So this is like a maid cafe Narm, if you will. Holding a what's it called? Omu rice with the words love written on top of it. So that's why she's holding like this ketchup bottle. So quite a pretty skin for Narm, you know, especially if you like maids. If you don't, by all means pass on it. And the skin, the sprite is pretty cool as well. So this is the sprite presumably of her in the archer class, right? So rather than shooting a bow or anything, she's now spraying the enemy with ketchup, okay? And the Pegasus sprite looks like this. So, flying on a Pegasus, holding a broom. And finally, after the Narm sprite skin, there is going to be the Valentine skins, which should be released in July for international. So the Valentine skins, there's two of them. One is Rachel and one is Varna, as you can see right here. You know, both are quite pretty, and Varna actually has some ridiculous animations. For example, that insane bounce up just now is kind of ridiculous. Yeah, so a lot of fan service with these two skins is what it is. In some ways, I would say Rachel's current skin may actually look better than this one, if we're going to be perfectly honest. But I feel like Rachel's current skin is just coming at a bad time. Unless you decide to spend money for, you know, for maybe when Tiara's skins comes, because we don't know what exact date of that. When Yulia's skin comes, you know, even the student council skins if you want to buy them. So it can be tough choice, you know. Whereas this one may potentially be easier to get. I feel like Rachel's current skin can really limit your options unless you decide to spend money. So, other than that, this is Varna's sprite when she is in her Pegasus class. Very pink, a spear with a heart on it, and not too much else to say about this particular skin. So, at this point, I'm actually going to take a quick peek to see if I can also find the Rachel sprite, because I didn't actually bring that up, surprisingly. And here it is. Okay, so here's an example of Rachel's sprite casting a spell, you know, probably gospel or something similar. And you can see that she's throwing out the hearts that she holds in her hands up. Okay, so the sprite here is very, very pretty as well. So it's a skin that is definitely worth purchasing if you don't have a skin for Rachel at this time. Okay. So I'm going to quickly then bring up Rachel's current skin in the store in game. So give me a moment to just find that and bring it up. Okay, I think I have it ready up now, so there we go. So this is Rachel's current skin in the store. As you can see, it's time limited, available for 9 more days, and it's called Celestial Herald. And yeah, not too much to say. There's a telescope on the left. She's holding a book. She's sitting on a pile of books, and that's why her sprite is, she's floating, sitting on the top of a book. The Oracle class is much more standard, right? She's holding a book and the feather pen, I guess, and not too much to say about that one. In general, though, everyone uses Rachel in the Arcane Core class anyway, so it's not like you're going to see the Oracle skin in general. So this is the current skin, also very, very popular. Rachel's skins, all of them have been pretty so far, right? This one was the Echoes of Light skin, which was way too expensive, but this one is very nice. And then so is the Valentine skin. So those are Rachel's skins. And now that covers all the skins I know that require skin vouchers that are coming up in these next 4 months. A lot of them, really. So it will definitely be a tough choice between these skins. So with these skins covered, I thought I would move on to talk about some other skins which are also very, very pretty, but they don't need skin vouchers. Instead, these skins would be either from, let's say, the Echoes of Light. Not many of them will be from Echoes of Light, but most of them will be from the Anarchy Lottos. So that's how they're kind of making people, I guess, spend, if not money, crystals, I suppose, right? So let's begin with these skins. And the first one is an amazing one. It's one that I would say almost everyone wants, and it's an Echoes of Light skin. So, sorry, it's a Macho Lotto skin, and it's Clarett. Okay. This is the skin that you would, or this is the artwork that you would see in the heroes page, right? And the skin sprite is amazing once again. This is it. So it's like a demon Clarett, and this is her attacking. This is the demon Clarett in the swordsman form. I really don't know anyone who actually uses her in swordsman form, but it's equally pretty. I do like the fact that she's riding the, I guess, ram more. Is this? I'm not sure if this is supposed to represent, let's say, Taurus or a ram, but I'm going to assume this is Taurus, and then they made it a demonic one. Okay, so in any case, though, regardless of what it represents, it's a great looking skin, and it's definitely one that, if you can afford to get it for the 4,000 Trinity crystals, it's probably worth it. Next up is an Echoes of Light skin. I generally avoid talking about Echoes of Light skins simply because it's like tormenting myself. I'm not going to spend the $287, so getting them is not happening. But still, I thought I would cover this one because it's going to be released next month with the Record of Lodos War banner. So this is of Deedlit, and the skin itself, the artwork itself, I felt was just so overall. Although I do like wedding dresses, don't get me wrong. But this sprite is very, very cool. Yeah. So this is the sprite, launching out attacks in the magic class. And then this is her with a sword marching along. So, I mean, I know realistically I'm never going to pick this one up, but just felt I should cover it just because, lots of Record of Lodos War fans, right? Moving on after that is I'm jumping from May all the way to July now. Okay, so I skipped pretty much a whole month. And the next skin is an Anarchy Lotto skin of Betty. So I don't know very many people who use Betty, but this skin looks fairly interesting. You know, I personally won't get it for sure because I don't use Betty, but the skin is up for grabs or should be up for grabs in July. Okay. And this is just an animated version of that skin. Okay. Next up then is in August. And this August one is a Young Jessica skin. So it's a fairy version of Young Jessica. I haven't really been able to find that much artwork of this one, or animated artwork either. But this is the Sprite. So the wings are a completely different color compared to the artwork, right? But gorgeous, long story short. So another skin that is well worth getting. And finally, a few more things to cover. And first of all is that, well, Wilder gets an Echoes of Light skin as well, in a detective form, as you see. But along with that, it's also a Serena skin. And to my knowledge, this Serena skin is actually free for Season 4, okay? I believe it is the Season 4 reward for you getting into Gold 3, okay, as far as I know. So, very nice looking skin for Serena. Not that many people use Serena, but you know, if it's free, why not, right? And then this is the Sprite. Also gorgeous, really. Uniforms are always pretty, and this uniform is very well designed. And then this is Serena, you know, taking some action. I think this is like, you know, her casting Unbreakable Guardian or something similar, right? Last but not least, the last two things I'm going to cover are two sprites that were shown of soldiers. Okay, and not much else is known about these two skins other than that the sprites have been shown. The first one is of maids. Presumably masked maids would apply and have this skin as well. And the second one, the skin was just named elf.gif. I have no idea which elf it's referring to. It could be, let's say, the high elf, it could be the dark elf. I'm going to assume it refers to the high elf soldiers that people rarely use. But, you know, this is actually not one that I'm all that interested in because it's a bit too pinkish for me, right? And the love gun that it's holding is a bit weird. I suspect both of these skins also come with the Valentine's event, right? But no guarantees there. And that covers all the skins that I know of that will be occurring in the next 4 months. Okay. Once again, I did skip a few, right? For example, I skipped most of the, like basically all the Echoes of Light, and I skipped the Gizaroff skin, the Lanford skin, and the Juggler skin. I mean, the Juggler skin is literally just currently shown in the festival event as well. And that is, you know what, let me just quickly bring that one up. Or bring up the festival event to quickly demonstrate it. And it's actually shown in the exchange reward section under Juggler's Secrets, right? So you don't get to see the sprite of this skin, but this is how that skin looks. It's another festival skin. Other than this Juggler skin, there is a Gizaroff skin, which is also very festival-like. And the last one was, as I said, a Lanford skin, which some people may find attractive. I did not like it at all. It was like him holding like a rose in his hand, and he's sitting on top of some presents that are white and pink. Okay. Take it as you will. So yeah, and that pretty much concludes my video on future skins. Okay. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video or found it useful to you in planning out maybe which skins you plan to get in the future. So my final point will be that it's because I don't know what skins are coming and because of limited skin vouchers that I'm skipping the Celestial Herald skin. You know. Otherwise, I would very likely purchase this one. At the end of the day, you know, it really depends on what heroes you like and what heroes you use all the time. And for me, Rachel is not a hero I use that often. So, Thanks for watching, everyone. Nitro out.